Hopefully I don't break this. It's almost 90 degrees in here right now. I am dying. And finally. So I recently finished all the renovations that were happening inside of the trailer. I am now gonna focus on getting this set up to be my art studio. Try to get my ceramic wheel in here, as well as just some other miscellaneous supplies, and then fill the pegboard that I put up on the wall too. There's a lot of things I can do today, but I also don't want to rush it and kind of put things out of order and then have to reorganize. I'm just gonna see what works to start and then go from there. I still love how the floors and the walls turned out. I think the color looks really nice. I think so far this is looking really cool. I'm excited to see how this is gonna turn out at the end of today. Any guesses for what the first official item is gonna be in here? I really need a doormat because these floors are so pretty. I don't want to mess it up. Luckily I had an outdoor indoor one at my house already, so I'm gonna put that right there to start. I've also had a little bit of a leaking problem in this trailer one day when we had a big storm. We had a storm last night. There's a bunch of water. So I'm hoping that the leak that was coming through the door, having a mat at the start of the door will help with that too. It's windy today. My first official thing I need to bring in there, because it's my most important item to me, is this table right here. My dad and I built this table a few years back, and it's just been a really nice table to work on for ceramics because it's nice to have a bunch of space, obviously down here, but then to have another level up here. So it's a mess right now. I'm gonna clean it off and then try to get a little bit of the clay off of it because it's not a finished wood. This table right here is gonna primarily focus on when I'm working on the dry stuff with ceramics. And then I'm gonna have another table that I'm gonna use for wedging and use for like the very beginning stages when the clay is still like a really malleable and wet stage of the clay body. I just feel like I'm really ruining this nice table that my dad and I built together if I keep getting it consistently like a little bit wet and then let it dry. It's warping, as you can kind of tell. So I'm just gonna try to avoid that. I filmed a lot of videos though in this spot, so it's gonna be really cool to move on to the next stage of my ceramics career and have a new space for myself to hopefully inspire new projects. Hopefully I don't break this. Okay, I have a wire brush now and I'm gonna try to clean the top of that desk to get it to look a little bit better again. So I want the desk on this side of the wall. I have the pegboard here that'll have all my tools on it. So my idea is to have that desk right here, and then on this window wall right here, I'm gonna have the other desk. So it'll be in an L shape. All right, I'm gonna go grab the desk. For at least aesthetics, it looks pretty nice in that corner. All right, I'm gonna go grab the other desk now, and we're gonna see if it fits right there. Like, it might be too big, but I think this would look nice in there. Yeah, definitely a little weird, but I think this is gonna help me so much to have a space that I don't feel pressured, like I can't get this wet. So now I can finally just move a project over here really quick, move it back when I'm ready. All right, now that I have my chair in here, it feels very official. There's still plenty of space to fill, so far it's looking pretty good. Well, I'm just getting way too hot in here. It's the middle of the day and the sun is just beaming down on me. So I might stop here and continue tomorrow. It's been a couple days since I've been in the studio. And finally, it is not a hot day. Like, every time I'm in this thing working, it's been above 80 degrees, above 90 degrees, sometimes even at 100. So to finally have a day where it's like mid-70s inside the trailer right now, and the floors are cold. I've never felt cold floors. Anyway, so much to be grateful for. Also, looking at this just from walking in, looks really cute. Sometimes I build a space and then I go home and I realize I didn't really like what I was doing. So anyway, I think I really enjoy the L desk situation that I'm having going on right now. And then I think having the tools up there are definitely going to be beneficial. I can't guarantee they're always going to stay up there perfectly. I wish I could say I am a really neat person like that, but they'll probably move around and I'll figure out what works best for me. Anyways, I am going to continue to keep getting things sorted. I'll update things when they're needed and we'll see what I get done today. All right, at this point, if you haven't been able to tell yet, I am basically borderline a hoarder. I have a lot of things and I have a lot of hobbies. So I'm gonna find space for all this to make sure that this studio looks as cute as it can. So as I said earlier, there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit all of the stuff in my studio into the trailer, but I'm trying my best to fit everything I can. All right, I just want to make sure I keep like the ugly stuff pushed to the back. I wanted this under here, so unfortunately I can't do that, but I will find a new spot for it. I have to go to work again, but I got a lot more things in here. You can see the books there. I also got in my wheel, so it's feeling like it's a proper ceramic studio now with my wheel in here. And then if you go this way, I have a lot of storage stuff underneath the tables now. Still a lot of things to put away, as you can clearly tell. The good news is we're just a few days of work away from being able to use this studio. I will see you on another day. Well, hello, and welcome to another day in my studio. It feels weird saying that in here because not too long ago I was in a different space saying the same thing to the camera, so still getting used to that. It is another beautiful day here, and I hope you all are doing well wherever you are. I am just finishing the build because obviously this is going to be a work in progress probably forever. I'm never going to be fully finished in here. But there's just a few things I want finished like on the walls as decoration to make it a bit more of a cozy space, a bit more me for my style. And then that'll also help get the last bit of things that are on the floor off the floor so I can get the studio fully cleaned and then properly start building new projects in here, which will be really fun. I already have so many projects I'm thinking about doing, so I want to get this wrapped up as quick as I can so I can get going on that. Today's objective. I am gonna put that mirror up on the wall. I think might even do it on the door. I have my wheel in here now, a bit more artwork on the wall, and then this side of the studio just needs to be sorted and everything needs to be put away. So I have a lot to do, but at the same time, all this is practical and all this can be done easily, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, and then coming outside right now, remember I made this situation out of leftover wood that we had. I think it's doing okay, but I hate it. It's so uneven and wobbly. It's actually me being dramatic, but either way, it's just not anything that's gonna last long term. So I need to decide if I'm gonna fix that this year or if I'm gonna go through a whole winter of this and then fix it after. I don't know. So that's another thing to figure out. Other than that, I'm gonna get going in the studio and catch you up when needed. So back in college, I used to have this art cart right here. At least that's what I called it, where I had all my art supplies in because I was gonna be an art teacher. I don't know if I've talked about that on this channel. I did get my degree and everything, never became an art teacher, but still have my art cart with all my supplies in it. But tell me why I'm going through this art cart and the first thing I see as I'm cleaning it out on the side drawer are my STI screening checks to make sure I don't have any. Like, what? Anyway, no shaming here. Make sure to get regularly tested for STIs and HIV. Make sure you're all safe. That's the most important part. Anyway, I'm gonna keep cleaning And there's probably not going to be any more fun surprises like this, but I thought this was too funny not to share. All of the outlets in this building are up top, so they all are at a very high level, and then the cords all hang down, which are so annoying to have all that wires like so high up. Anyway, what I did is I just tucked a few of those wires to go to the side of the shelf, so it's all tucked in the back. So now like all my wires, everything is behind the shelf, which is really nice. It's an eyesore out of the way. I'm so close to finishing. So close. Okay, I think I'm at a point where it's like 95% finished, and I'm gonna be consistently finishing that last 5% for probably years to come. I'm gonna give a proper tour in another video because there's just too much to talk about of what I have in this space. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned for that future video. And other than that, I hope you got a little bit inspired by my build that I've created here for my art studio, or hopefully it just passed the time to watch the video if you're curious in what I'm doing in my life. I'm really hoping that this space will help cultivate some new projects, give me a little bit of a breath of fresh air in my art career, just because I've been doing a lot. A lot can be interpreted however you want, but I've been doing a decent amount of things. Still, I just feel like I'm kind of stuck on where I want my art career to go. Not like having this space is gonna make all those problems go away, but I do feel like having this art studio is really gonna help me feel like I have a space for myself and that I have a future possibly in art. I hope you're having a good day wherever you're watching from, and I will see you in another video. Bye. It's almost 90 degrees in here right now. I am dying.